Hello, I'm Alex Gill with Anime and Location, and we are here at Ohayocon 2014 with Michele Knotz.
Hello. Woo!
All right. How did you first get started in the world of voice acting, Michele?
Let's see. In 2003, I won the Big Apple Anime Fest, which was in New York, and what you won was a role in a Japanese animation, which was pretty cool. So that was my first role, was Hajime Yagi in the World of Naruwe, which was awesome. I had a great time. And I was working in news at the time. I worked at an NBC and a CBS affiliate in Pennsylvania, but then I moved back to Jersey. I worked at MSNBC. And I was kind of getting sick and tired of news, and it was too real for me, and it was like, no more death and destruction every day. So I wanted to do something more fun and different. So that's how I kind of transitioned into voiceovers, because on my breaks I would actually watch like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z, like during the Rising Sun and stuff on Toonami. So they're like, why don't you get into this? You like this stuff so much better. So that's what I wanted to do. And I heard about the contest, I entered, I won, which was great, and I asked like my director and the other voice artists and stuff, I said, how do you get into this? How do you do this full time? So I made a demo, I got a vocal coach, I did everything that you were supposed to do, and that's kind of how I transitioned into getting into voiceovers and getting more roles and stuff, which has been an amazing ride right now. So it's been very cool.
Wonderful. How has your experience at Ohayocon been?
It's been awesome. Look at how many people are here. This is insane. I've been to New York Comic Con, which, you know, is way bigger than this. There's a lot of people there, but like as a guest, like I think they said there's about 17,000 people here, which is crazy. I go to Anime Next a lot, which is about 8,000 people, so it's like maybe half of this. So this is just like, woo, this is insane, but it's been really cool. Ohio's been awesome. This is my first time to Columbus. I've been to Ohio before, but my first time to Columbus. So it's been really cool. Everybody's been really nice. This is an awesome con. I'd love to come back next year, please. Heart.
Now, you have worked on Pokemon for a long time. How's the ride been, and how do you think the series got as big as it did?
I don't know. I think the creatures are just too darn cute. Everybody loves Pikachu, which is so funny because the starters in the beginning were Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander. But it was so funny. The engineer's like, yeah! Everybody related to Pikachu. Is so funny. Everybody loved Pikachu so much more. So that's why they gave Pikachu to Ash. It was so funny how they did that and not one of the original starters. But I've been working on the show since season 9. We're on season 17 now, so I've been working on it for 9 years, and it's been awesome. It's been amazing to see not just how different the characters change and grow, but the animation itself has gotten so much more like crisp and clean, and you know, computers and everything now. You can do everything so much better, which is awesome. It looks really great. So it's awesome to see like the progression over the years of how it's become. I mean, there's like toys and blankets and cards and games, and like everybody loves it. I had no idea it would go off this well, but wow, it's awesome that it did, and I'm glad it did. Yay!
Now, you're also a writer, and does that build your acting skills?
I think it helps a lot since I write, like I adapt scripts too, so I'm writing for the characters, and it's funny watching how characters progress in a show, how they start out and how they end up at the end. So it's really interesting getting to know different kinds of characters, and I think getting to know all these different kinds of personalities within the characters really helps your performance and when you're auditioning for other roles. So I think that really helps out a lot too. So yeah, I mean, I think writing helps out a lot, which is great. So.
Wonderful. How was it like working on the fighting game Super Smash Bros. Brawl? What experience was that like? That
was really cool. Working on video games is a lot more strenuous than just working on an anime because you're doing so many different reacts. I mean, not just like Super Smash Brothers, but like I was Elisa Baskanovich in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and that was a lot of reacts. It's like punching, kicking, you know, you're kicking somebody, now somebody's kicking you, and it takes a lot of energy. So it's like constantly, you have to keep that going. So, but that's the same with the Pokemon trainer. It's like you really had to keep the energy going constantly and keep going. So, by the time the session is done, you're like so tired, and like leaving the session, you're like, okay, I'm ready for my nap. So it's, I mean, video games are really cool. It's good to have like a lot of coffee beforehand, but Yeah, it's more action and reacts than it is dialogue in like an anime. So it's different, but it's still cool. But you get to try and do different things, which is great. So, yes.
You were also in a Right Stuff title. How is it like working on a smaller project like The Third, The Girl with the Blue Eye?
I love The Third. The Girl with the Blue. The music is amazing. There's so many different anime and like obscure anime out there that a lot of people don't know about, and once you find it, and you could really, really, really love it, because there's so many different titles that's like, ooh, I didn't know that existed, and it could be something that you're like really, really interested in. And what I love about The Third is that like the music is just beautiful throughout the whole entire thing. Who was it? Katakawa, I think, did that. And I wasn't like a main character, but I got to play all multiple little different characters, which is great because you get to see so many more different aspects of the story. If you're just like one character, you only read your lines. But if you're like multiple characters, you get to see how the other characters progress, which is really cool. So I got to voice like one of the talking tanks, the fairy, Cindy, and Rosalie. She was like the secretary to like the president or something like that. So, which is like kind of like a behind the scenes thing. So it's like, oh, okay, you kind of see what's going on there. So I think it's fun to play like multiple different characters within a story, and you get to see how the story goes along, which is really cool.
Absolutely. And not only voice acting, but audiobooks.
Yes.
How do you enjoy working on audiobooks? What's the experience like, breaking up chapter segments and things like that compared to voice acting?
I love audiobooks. The great thing about audiobooks is you get to be every single character in the book. So what we do is we read the book beforehand, and then they'll set up the schedule with you, like when can you come in. And usually with audiobooks, they're longer sessions. They're like 4 or 5 hour sessions because you're reading like a 400-page book. You can't get it done in a day. But if you're reading for like 8 to 10 hours, you're gonna like kill your throat. It's because you keep reading and reading. So, I mean, I love doing it. I love audiobooks, and I love being every different character in the book because sometimes they'll have, multiple actors doing it. Like sometimes they'll have females playing females and then males playing males. But a lot of the time they just want one person. So if you're a woman, you have to play the guys in there too. So which is kind of cool and kind of different, to see like the different sides of the story. Which is really cool. Yeah, audible.com. Check out audible.com. And yeah, check out the audiobooks on there. So hopefully, this year I'll start getting into some more audiobooks and stuff. So it's really fun. I love it.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Now, you were also the host on A Little Bit of Science.
That was a long time ago. I'm trying to remember. It was like, this little science show. It was more like kind of serious. It wasn't too like fun. It wasn't like Bill Nye the Science Guy. Like I love Bill Nye the Science Guy, and he was so much fun and stuff. But this was more kind of like direct. It was more kind of like teaching you about protons and neutrons. It was more like being a scientist than rather being like fun. Exactly. It was more for the classroom. That's definitely it. So. It was interesting. It was cool still because I learned a lot. I'm just like, oh, I didn't know that, about atoms or whatever. So it was really cool, like learning all this different stuff, but it was definitely a lot more serious. It definitely wasn't like, woohoo, like fun clowns or rainbows or whatever, My Little Pony. But it was a lot of fun. It was cool. It was just a lot more serious. So I liked it. It was a different take on things since I'm not used to doing like too serious stuff. More like funny. You like Jesse, I was like, well, it's crazy and out there.
All right.
So,
well, do you have any current or upcoming projects that you can talk about with us at this time?
No, anything I can talk about. I mean, season 17 of Pokemon just started, which was great. They showed the first episode last week, and just today, since it's Saturday, 8:30 a.m. on Cartoon Network. Shameless self-promotion. No. You're welcome, Pokemon. No. So that just started, which is cool. So I'm back as Jessie. We're at season 17, and I got to voice one of the Pokemon so far, but I'm not allowed to say who it is until it airs, so I'm sorry. So but yeah, it's been fun just starting a new season, new characters. There's Clement and his sister Bonnie and Serena. And it's really cool. They're like a different region, so there's going to be a slew of different Pokemon, which is going to be awesome. And of course, we're still following Ash, so Ash is still on his journeys with Pikachu, which is good. And Jesse and James and Meowth are still there, so which is cool. Yeah, so that's going to be, I'm sorry, it's really all I can talk about right now because like, they usually, everybody likes to keep things like hush hush. It's like, so you signed an NDA and you can't say anything. So. But yeah, check it out on Saturday mornings, Pokemon, 8:30, Cartoon Network. Woo!
Well, for more self-promotion, do you have any place where the fans can go online and check out your material and see what you're up to?
Yes, MicheleKnotz.com. 1L, it's KNOTZ. So it's just MicheleKnotz.com. And I have a section of appearances of where I'll be, like Ohayocon. So different conventions that I'll be at. I'm on Facebook, Twitter. I think I'm like the only Michele Knotz out there on like Facebook and Twitter and stuff. So yeah, check it out, Facebook, Twitter. I love friending like everybody. I'll just like friend. And there's like a fan page. It's called the Michele Knotz Fan Club or something. It's on Facebook, which is cool. And I love to interact with the fans, which is fun. Yeah, and I'll have my appearances listed on there. And I keep up to date with things. I put my schedule for Ohayocon on there. So, yeah, social networking, woo!
All right, Michele, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
I tried to shake your hand. You're like, holding a clipboard. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was nice meeting you.